Welcome to Reparenting Daily, your free daily guide for inner child healing and repairing the relationship with yourself. This podcast helps you establish a consistent reparenting routine and is divided into 3 sections. The first is the daily reading, the second is a discussion of the reading, followed by suggested journal prompts, and the last section is peaceful binaural beats meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us. I'm so glad that you could join us on this journey of self-expansion. If this is your first time here, welcome. As a celebration of passing episode 700, I've opened a free membership tier for the Patreon community so you can access additional resources and join the weekly Zoom calls for free. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now and that so many people are really struggling. My hope here is to still encourage others to continue the work on reparenting and to offer a free community where people can come together and do that. I'd also like to thank all of you who've been along on the journey so far. Just as a reminder, this is a free podcast, but you can support the project by purchasing the Reparenting Daily Journal, where you can follow us along all year. This 333-page journal gives you extra insight and resources for each week, and also provides space for you to keep your notes. Another way to support the podcast is to purchase the Fairy Tales for Reparenting series, volumes 1 through 3. This collection organizes famous and obscure fairy tales from around the world into the 3 phases of the hero's journey. While you might think that fairy tales are for kids, I'd like to challenge you. These stories contain profound truths and lessons carried down over millennia that we can use in our reparenting journey. It's a fun way to reconnect with your inner child. Each volume comprises 10 fairy tales. They include an analysis section to help you dive deeper into the message, as well as journal prompts and space to reflect on the story's meaning in your life. Lastly, you can also support the project by taking a paid Patreon subscription, by purchasing the books on the website, or by donating via Buy Me a Coffee. You can find all this information on the Support Us section of the website. So now, with these announcements out of the way, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is continuing from the article, The Psychology of Routine. This is a reminder we're in April, and the theme is developing structure and discipline. We're in week 1, and the theme for this week is the importance of structure. We're reading from the section when routines become rituals, meaning, maintenance, and mental architecture. Not all routines are rituals, but may evolve into them over time. A routine becomes a ritual when it's infused with meaning, when the act transcends the function and becomes symbolic. This transformation is not abstract, it's psychologically active. The mind does not simply perform behavior that interprets it, anchors identity through it, and often experiences emotional regulation because of it. A morning routine, for example, may begin with a sequence of tasks, brushing teeth, making coffee, reviewing the calendar. But over time, these acts form a private structure that marks the transition from rest to wakefulness, from inwardness to outward action. The coffee is not only caffeine, it's a signal. The calendar is not only about scheduling, it's a mental rehearsal of the day ahead. The routine becomes a quiet ritual of orientation, helping the self-center with the world in coherence. These small rituals are not trivial. They form what psychologists sometimes refer to as temporal scaffolding, repeated actions that organize our experience of time and space. Without these anchors, life becomes fragmented. With them, the mind knows where it is. The rhythm of daily life becomes a psychological map. It tells the person who they are, what they value, and where they are going. Consider a person who shops for groceries at the same time every Saturday morning. To an outsider, it might seem mundane, but to the individual, it may serve as a stabilizing ritual of care and control. It allows for mental preparation, prevents disorganization, and reinforces a narrative of self-maintenance. The act becomes more than a chore. It's an affirmation of agency and rhythm. Clothing routines also operate on multiple levels. A uniform style is not merely a fashion choice. It can function as a tool for cognitive simplification and symbolic expression. Choosing familiar garments each day reduces decision fatigue, but also communicates something about your identity. It becomes a ritual of self-presentation and externalization of internal clarity. In clinical terms, the consistency supports perpetual grounding. In social terms, it supports recognizability and coherence. Ritualized routines are also common in caregiving and family life. Parents who read to their children before bed, couples who cook together on weekends, or individuals who clean their homes in a specific sequence are not merely completing tasks. They're maintaining relational and psychological order. These rituals serve as predictive containers for emotional connection and shared experience. When disrupted, people often feel a sense of disorientation, as if something more than time has been lost. Even highly creative individuals, those who are often assumed to be driven by inspiration and disorder, tend to rely on strict routines. Writers, artists, composers throughout history have spoken of keeping the same hours, using the same tools, and following the same preparatory behaviors day after day. Creativity occurs within the container of routine, not in opposition to it. This reflects a deeper psychological truth. Spontaneity is sustainable when it's scaffolded by structure. The common belief that routine dulls emotional and spiritual life is unfounded. In many contemplative and religious traditions, routine is a core spiritual practice. The monastic schedule, daily prayers, and ritual observances are built on repetition. These traditions do not assume the meaning arises from novelty. They assume it arises from sustained attention. Routine becomes a medium through which depth is cultivated. When routines become ritualized, they support the construction of mental architecture. They shape how the person moves through the world, how they organize their emotional life, and how they metabolize their experience over time. The act of repetition does not in itself limit. It layers it with texture and continuity. In this way, routine is not the enemy of vitality. It is one of the most reliable and important assets. The reading takes structure on a deeper level in this section. It refers to routine as something that's not just about efficiency, but also about a deeper meaning. When a routine becomes a ritual, it stops becoming something you have to do, and it becomes something that grounds who you are. Making coffee isn't just for caffeine, it's a signal. Clearing your space isn't just a chore, it's a statement that I take care of my environment, and an extension myself. That shift is so powerful, because meaning is what makes consistently sustainable. What stands out is the idea of temporal scaffolding. Your routines are the framework that holds your life together. Without them, time blurs, days feel random, and your sense of direction weakens. With them, your life has rhythm. You know where you are in your day, your week, your life. That predictability doesn't limit you, it stabilizes you. It gives your mind something to stand on, so you're not constantly recalibrating from scratch. The biggest misconception this challenge is that structure kills depth or creativity. It's the opposite. Structure creates a container where depth can actually happen, whether it's writing, thinking, healing, or something even more meaningful. None of it thrives in chaos. Ritualized routines gives your life continuity, identity, and direction. They turn ordinary actions into anchors, and over time, these anchors become the architecture of who you are. As we go into the journal prompts for today, number 1, what daily routine in my life could I start treating as a meaningful ritual instead of just a task? Number 2, when in my day do I currently feel the most fragmented or directionless, and what simple routine could create structure there? Number 4, and number 3, what do my current routines say about my identity? Are they aligned with the person I want to become? That's it for today. As always, thanks for being here. Take care of yourself, and please do be well. Welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please find a place where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for the next 10 minutes. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you most comfortable today. Just take some time to listen to yourself. Next, be sure that you're taking time to be with your breath and to connect more fully with your body. Don't be disturbed or overwhelmed by your thoughts. Simply allow them to pass. Just observe them. Do not engage with your thoughts. Only be mindful of them passing, as if they are leaves drifting down top river. Use this time to connect with yourself, whatever time of day you are listening to this. Namaste.